Do you think that you're pretty good about keeping parts of your life private? Well, you might want to think again, because there's so much that the internet can tell us about who we really are, not just who we want to be. And that's what we're focusing on today in our Wednesday Reads segment. Joining us is Gwen Reyes, book critic and publisher of FreshFiction.com. I love that we get to identify you as publisher.
I'm like waiting for the entire crawl to just be all of my titles.
We're going to get to one each week, but publisher of FreshFiction.com.
That's me.
But today we're talking about nonfiction, because this is real deal, this is true. What is the book and what's it about?
So this book is called Everybody Lies, which I think is an incredibly pertinent title. It's all about big data and new data. And what we have in here is Seth Stephens-Davidovitz. He was a Google analyst working there. He kind of got in the forefront of Google Trends, which launched back in 2009. And he learned how to kind of manipulate that data and figure out what people, how they answer surveys is very different than what they're actually searching for on the internet.
This is the error that they say, it's called self-report data, because when we're asked something, we will answer in a way that we would like to sound, but it's not really, in fact,
it's not always the
how
truth.
we are.
Right. And it's like we think maybe little lies, like maybe we're not reporting how much money we actually make, or we're not reporting how many times a week we're having sex with our partners. But that's kind of what Seth goes into, is digging into the actual truth and kind of going into uglier subjects like racism in America, child abuse in America, and also the sort of stuff that we're dealing with the health crisis as well.
Well, you know, and this even dips into politics, because the last political cycle, we heard that a lot of people, that some of the reason that a lot of these polls were so way off is that people were purposely giving wrong answers.
They were purposely giving wrong answers. And he actually talks about this in his book, about how an undecided voter is hardly ever undecided. They're always going to know, and they're going to keep it secret based on who they're having a conversation with, which I think is incredibly common. But also, there was a thing that is, anytime you see two candidates' names in a sentence, so it would be, for example, Trump, Clinton, taxes, the voter is more inclined to vote for the first person's name, not the second person's name.
Interesting.
And so there were these little hints that he was seeing back in mid to late 2016 that was actually hinting in a direction that Trump was going to win. And I think a lot of people who were relying on like Nate Silver and all the other ones were kind of like, no, they're being honest, but undecided voters are usually pretty decided by the time they go out there.
So you could see how a lot of this thought process would have real applications in the real world. And again, I love the title of this.
Everybody lies. We all know it. Everybody lies. It's a fact.
All right, Gwen, thanks for being on with us today.